Well, good evening. This is Emma Gray, your life coach and Bible based spiritual mentor. Such a pleasure and a blessing to be with you this evening. As I said to you earlier in my anniversary slideshow, it is a blessing and a privilege, and I am so grateful and thankful to be able to have submitted over 40 videos here on YouTube. And so, as you know, this week marks the 1 year anniversary of doing videos here on YouTube. So I pray that you guys will take me up on my offer of subscribing to my channel if you're brand new to the channel. And I want to thank all of the subscribers that I do have currently. And remember, there will be a drawing at the end of April as in the, for appreciation for the subscribers that have been with me throughout the year and that have been with me since April and beyond before this anniversary date of April the 8th. And so your name will go in a drawing. And then those after April 8th that have joined my channel, subscribe to my channel, will go in a separate drawing as well to show my appreciation. And it's going to be a little surprise gift that I will send you. Okay? So, as I promised, I'm going to do some life lessons for this month of April. The Lord is impressing on my heart as to some informative things to bring you and some practical ideas and practical life lessons that you can use in everyday life. And because I'm not only a life coach but a Christian mentor, it's always going to come to you from a place of trying to help you do life God's way. Even though a lot of these life lessons can be applied to any area of your life, but especially in the lives of those who are aspiring to be Christians, those that want to grow in grace, as well as those that have been veterans. There's never too late. There's never a time when you can't learn something along the way. You are a lifelong student, a lifelong as a sponge that want to learn things and take in knowledge so that it can go in you as raw knowledge and come back out as wisdom to help you do life. So tonight I have such a message as this. And again, a lot of my life lessons are based on my own experiences, failures, victories, inquiries, and revelations that God has given me how to do life. This one that the Lord brought to my remembrance was for tonight is about the dangers of distractions. You know that we can become so distracted in this world where there's so many things going on, the noise just all around us when we have a goal or we're on a certain journey, and that we can come so easily distracted and it can knock us off our goals and knock us off our focus. And so to the point where we get further and further away that we forget what our goals are, we don't know where we are. I know that all too well because I've been so busy trying to do what I say the ministry or trying to reach my goals and do the things that I said resolved in my heart that I want to do, that I had become so distracted, even getting ready to do my videos here, which is a pleasure to me. Really and honestly, I love doing it. But sometimes you have to slow down and get refocused because you can lose your way because you've allowed yourself to become so distracted in things that have nothing to do with your journey. In fact, they're uneventful, they don't have any meaning, and sometimes you can even get involved in others' situations and lives because you have fallen off your beaten path. And so that's what has happened to me, and I'm quite sure many of you out there can attest to the same thing as well. That you may have started out on a certain journey, doing routines that are meaningful in your life, that brings you happiness and joy and peace. And especially when it comes to the areas of your spirituality and your growth. When you have gotten the routine of spending time at the Master's feet, studying His Word, doing your journaling and everything, and then you got distracted by something that's going on either internally, within yourself, rather, internally, or something, all the noise that's going on outside. You know, in this world right now, is just all kind of things going on, isn't it? I mean, the flight that's missing, the turmoil that's going on in Russia and the Ukraine, all the different reality shows and all the different activities and education is so many things. The economics, the healthcare reform, trying to get signed up for that. I mean, it's been, and it can be, some of those things I'm naming were the things that got me distracted. Okay? And I really felt bad that I allowed myself to get so distracted and so sidetracked that I found myself feeling empty and void of the presence of God. And how about you? If that's your dilemma, you know, hey, this is what can happen. But even if it's not spirituality, it could be not spending time with the children as you should, not spending time with your mate, not taking time for yourself. Distractions can come in all kind of forms, about your education, about your goals, and the things that you had a momentum going, but you allowed yourself to become distracted by one small thing, and then a snowball and snowball, and then you find yourself so far away that now you need to find your way back home. So because of the fact that this is what happened to me, and I had to sit down and think about and ponder, what happened? How did I get this way? What can I do to get back and refocus? So I've come up with some thoughts about that, and I want to share it with you. Like I said, when I go through these things, I promised that I would not try to mentor you in something that I have not experienced myself or have a first-hand knowledge of, right? So these are some things that I came up with that will help get me back on track. First of all, some hot spots to let me know, some telltale signs to let you know and to let me know in the future that I am becoming distracted. It's good to kind of know some things and have some telltale signs so that maybe you can nip it in the bud right away sooner than later, and having to claw your way back to refocus. Okay, so here are some things that you know that you are becoming distracted when you find yourself making excuses for skipping out on some important routines in your life, like spending time, your quiet time, in spiritual growth and development, reading the Word of God. Or for someone else out there, it could be that you find yourself making excuses for not spending time with the children as you normally do, not fixing dinner special in the special ways that you used to, because your feet is running swiftly to do something else that's not meaningful and that has nothing to do with your life. You've gotten hung up into maybe one of the reality shows, or hung up into so much what's going on in the world, that you're not doing the things that you should be doing. You find yourself making excuses for skipping out on it. Okay, you know that you are becoming distracted, or that you are distracted when you find yourself rescheduling the things in life that you know you should be doing, but you break the rescheduling. You don't even show up for that as well. You're so distracted, you're not paying attention. You make a rescheduling, but you don't show up with that for that. Your feet run swiftly to do the things that you shouldn't be doing. but not doing the things you should. You know, Paul mentioned that in his journey as well. In Romans chapter 7, verse 15 through 20. He says, I do the things that I shouldn't do, but I don't do the things that I should do. But thank God for Jesus Christ. Thank God for Jesus Christ. So even Paul, the great Paul, the writer of most of the books in the New Testament, says that his feet run swiftly to do the things that he shouldn't do and not do the things that he should do. So don't feel alone. Do not feel guilty about it, but recognize when you are distracted. When you find yourself getting caught up into other people's situation instead of doing your own, you find yourself going deeper and deeper into theirs, and which that's something I hate to admit, but I had gotten myself caught up into some of the reality shows. And so much so that I'm not handling my business, you know? And so we know that Satan is like a lion seeking whom he may devour. And I gave myself excuses. Oh, this is just so and so. I'm just watching it for entertainment. But that's how you can get sucked in, and then you find yourself not doing the things that you should do. Okay? But now, here are some ways that I've learned, or I'm going to put this on my checklist, that when I find those things going on, that I'm not that I'm making excuses for not doing the things that I normally supposed to do, and then when I make schedule to do them, I don't keep that promise either. First of all, when I find myself doing those things, this is some key things to do to pull yourself back out of that rut so that you can refocus. Okay? The key here is to refocus, to bring yourself back from the valley of distraction. Seek to recognize the distraction hotspots early on, as early on and often as possible. Seek to recognize that quick and often. First of all, admit it to yourself that you have become distracted. Don't fail to admit it to yourself that you have become distracted. There's no shame in that. It has happened to many of us, and it's going to happen over and over again because we are human beings and we always get curious and we want to look on the other side for a minute there. We think for a minute and then we find ourselves going further and further out. Don't forget to ask God for help. Ask Him to help you, to pull you back into focus. Always, anything above anything else, pray and ask God to help you. That is what I did. Ask God to help you because I was coming up with an empty feeling. I had an empty feeling inside. I was feeling a void and everything. And then it came to me that you have not been spending that quality time at the Master's feet because you've gone too far. Be it good intentions, but you've gone too far. All right? It's not about good intentions. It's about purposeful time and quality in spending at the Master's feet. Seek to understand perhaps the reason why you're distracted or how that happened. But I caution you, don't stay too long at that. Because if you stay too long at that, then you start feeling guilty. And guilt is not what our ultimate goal is. Ask God to help you. But if you can, figure out how you got distracted so that you won't fall in that same trap again. But again, I caution, don't spend too much time at that one. And then begin to return to the meaningful things in life. Choke out the distraction. Don't have yourself to run swiftly to the thing that you got that caused you to be distracted or what you got distracted with. Choke it out. Stretch it out. If it's a routine, something that you've gotten into that's not meaningful, has nothing to do with your life, if it's a television show, don't look at the television show so quickly. Don't set yourself down at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or 8 o'clock. Stretch it out, choke it out. Take control of that distraction. Remember, you are in charge of the choices that you make. Take control. You are in charge of the choices that you make. Okay? All right. So I pray that this has been helpful to you. I know it was helpful to me when I found myself and discovered, why was I feeling empty? Why was I feeling a certain way? I'm busy doing a lot of things. I got this I'm doing, I got this I'm doing, and that I'm doing, but yet I feel empty because I allowed myself to become distracted from doing the most meaningful thing in life to me. So busy doing things. We can be so busy about doing things, but it's the quality of things that really, really matter, right? So I pray that this has been helpful to you as it was with me, as God gave me the wisdom and brought to my attention why I was coming up and feeling empty. He's here all the time. He has not left me, but I was the one who allowed myself to become distracted. So again, I pray that this has been helpful to you. Take heed to it so that you can have a meaningful life, so it can bring back the joy and stay on track of what God has ordained you to become and to do from the foundation of the earth. Okay? So God bless you, and I will be back with you again with some more wisdom and tips on how to do life God's way. Again, this is Emma Gray, your life coach and Bible-based spiritual mentor. Again, my motto is love yourself and do love someone else. Talk to you later. Bye bye.